R-O-T. Come on, R-O-T-A-R. I'm blonde for a reason. Time to introduce guests too. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sue G. I am a photographer and a graphic designer, I'm a studio owner in the Links. And I do business and branding and boutique portraiture. Thanks for having me.
Sue is also a fiddle player and has a beautiful voice. She serenaded us at the Blues on Saturday evening. And we have one more guest. Any more guests? No? All right. Time for dollars. I did not see Charlie Upshaw today. Frank, do you mind doing $50?
We had a great week. We had a good week.
I closed on a deal last week. It was a client of mine. They operated a business and they wanted to buy a property that they operated out of. So a dream for them. It was the next stepping stone for their business, and I think they were happy that I made them happy. So.
All right, I got $2 on two separate occasions. $1 for Arnold training this weekend. I appreciate it. Shout out to that. Great team. And then the second dollar is for I'm actually in the process of trying to buy an accounting firm. So if you know anybody that is trying to sell an accounting firm, have investors down, so hey, I'm gonna give $2 for that.
Yeah, I wanted to celebrate that I had a wonderful weekend. Now we're celebrating my anniversary, and I made it to July last night with my boyfriend.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Frank. Also, don't forget the red buckets in the middle of the table for the Dimensional Alliance of North Carolina. Upcoming meetings. We will not meet next week in observance of Columbus Day. We'll be back here on October 16th, where we'll have Ramsey Godison from Carolina Courage come speak to us about our area's professional women's sovereignty. So that's going to be a great talk. Definitely make it to that meeting. Then we have John Tesh, who is the Rotary International Foundation Major Gifts Coordinator for our region, and he's going to get us ready for November, which is Foundation Month at Rotary. The day before Halloween, on October 30th, we have Congressman Martin Lee Nichols. Thank you, Linda, so much for organizing him to come talk to us. So that's going to be a great talk. Definitely put these on the calendars and don't miss these upcoming Rotary meetings. That Diamante, would you make your way up to the front? Give us a more elaborate.
Come on, classmate. All righty, I'm gonna stay here for 2. So our training was amazing. Shout out to the classmate, President Gary, but also to thank Bill again. Thank you, Mr. Patty, for teaching. I learned so much about Rotary, so in regards to the history, learning how much of a contribution Rotary has made to America, doing things like creating United Nations, how we affected polio. Also, too, is learning leadership. I actually learned how creatively we can work together as a team if we all just put our minds together as Rotary. So I would tell anybody who thinks to come out to a Borough Law training, if you're brand new members, you will make some memorable friends, so just come on out.
There will be another short LNI training in person, I believe, in January, in Lickey. Yeah. And there are some, I highly recommend doing it in person, but there are some virtual ones available as well. Some district news to report on. In this week's bulletin, there was more information about the district 7 of the 10 Dominican Republic project trip that's going to happen in March of this coming year, 2nd through 9th. And there's going to be an informational meeting for those that are interested in participating on October 25th down in the area. This is a great project, has been going on for 12 years, and they look for about 30 to 40 Rotarians from this district, which we are one of the clubs that has sponsored this project. So it'd be great if a few members from our club would be able to go, and yeah, just a really impactful project. We're going to build 3 houses this year. So check your bulletin. The name of the gentleman that you should contact, his email is in that, and let him know if you will be attending that. Okay, no notes for this week, because we are going to talk about those wonderful watermelons on the table. Craig McNally is going to give us an overview of the wonderful participation and bluegrass festival over the weekend. Before he talks to y'all though, I wanted to give you some numbers. We brought in about $1,500 in proceeds from selling water and watermelon minus expenses. That is just over $1,000 that we made. That's going to go to our club and our club's foundation. So thank you everybody. That definitely deserves a round of applause. Great, more detail.
Well, good. Thank you very much, everybody. I would like for all those people that worked at the event to please stand up. And work off. Thank you very much. Just give these folks a round of applause. Here and Sarah, for they donated all the water that we bought. And we really Mr. Bob is the man that we've been buying our water from for the last 10 years. He's always donated it to the city, and of course the city has never charged us. So we've never had to pay for these watermelons. This is the first year we had to pay for it. So he gave it to us at his cost, which was very nice. But we ordered 100 watermelons. We sold 50. I'm going to take 10 and donate it to the shelter. That's 40 watermelons. They're right here with us. I brought them in for you. By the way, to take the water home with them and leave $5 on the table. Okay, so if you leave $5 on the table, and also those voucher things you can fill out, we'll put your name on there, we'll charge it to you. All 40 of these need to go. Please, we have nothing else. This is what we do. So thanks everybody for that. Like we said, we do $500. That's an impact that we talked to every person on the street that came into our tent, saw the Rotary logo, saw the Rotary staff, and saw what we did. And it's very, very impactful. We get an awful lot of it. I think it's one of the best events that we can do to really get ourselves involved with the community. That's who we really are. So thank you all very, very much for doing all that. There were t-shirts didn't get there till later. This is what we had this year. My t-shirt. Those that didn't get one, we do have a couple of them up here at the table, so thank you very much for that. And you know, we didn't make as much money as we had in years past. The event was a little bit cooler. This is going to be next year will be the last event that it will be with the IBMA folks, because of the International Bluegrass Music Association. They're going to be moving to Kentucky after next year, and then we'll be left with our Pinecone folks. Pinecone is the local bluegrass festival folks. They're the ones that stay here in Raleigh. We'll be dealing with them. We're hopefully going to have someone come talk to us from our club, let us know a little bit more about that. But it's a good association that we're going to have so we can continue doing what we did. But thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate all our help, and Rotary really put out a very good product out there in the street. Thank you.
I need to ask everybody to stand again, but this man right here who just talked, he deserves a standing ovation for all things. Yes, and thank you again, everybody who participated. It's so much fun, watching Rotarians come together, and, it was just showing up Friday morning, and, thank you to Chris Gentry and Beach Online, for letting us truck. But there was a little bit of a water wrangling that had to happen on Friday morning, so thank you everybody who answered that call and help. Very much appreciated. So Patty, you have a special, page,
Thank you, President Gary. As you know, last week we began a process whereby I announced that I have donated 5,000 of my points to the Rotary International Foundation and appointed 5 individuals to be House Fellows. Last week we inducted 3 of those into that group. Today I want to add a 4th person, and that's Shima. Yes, she is. Go ahead. You're one of the people that we chose because we really believe that even though you're still relatively new in the past, you've already shown great willingness to provide an example of service to yourself and to show how you really are really committed to what we understand and doing. So thank you so much for recognizing this for us. Hello. This is Tim. You're now this back. Thank you for coming to since we announced it last week, we've had 5 other members of the club who offered to provide additional points. If you're interested in doing that, we hope that you'll be able to take those points. You can either help make someone hold Harris Fellow by adding to what contribution they've already made, or making them more personal. That way, the goal eventually is to make this a 100% all Harris Fellow. That's not often happening for the larger clubs, so I really wanted to be our goals. We strive to do it. So if you've got points, you're interested, see me. If you don't know if you have points, see me and I can find out. Thanks so very much.
thank you, Patty. To reiterate, this was his donation for the 5 Paul Harris Fellows that he donated his points to sponsor. So thank you, Patty, for doing that, starting us on this wonderful path. Okay, up next, I believe we have fundraising. John Cates, you can come up to the front, and then Richard Everett, you are on deck for him, and then Harrison to manage the time.
Thank you, President Carey. This is just a reminder once again, and President Carey wanted me to tell you specifically, this is our big fundraiser for the year. So if you want to participate in the big fundraiser, this will be the time to do it. We're raising money for 2 organizations. One is the Veterans Life Center, which is doing a lot of work to save the lives of veterans who serve our country overseas and abroad. And also honoring our special guests, which are the Rotary Peace Fellows that attend UNC and Duke. They're the ones that are going to go out and help make the world a more peaceful place. So we're really excited to have Peace Fellows there as our guests of honor. We're hoping their host and their host clubs will also come and support the event. It's November the 11th. It's from 3 to 6. And it'll be a really great time. It is the Duke Carolina football game, and we are committed that if the game is on between 3 and 6, it will be on the screen. If it's at 8, come to a barbecue before the game. If the game's at noon, I'm going to barbecue after the game. Thanks so much.
And we are, as John said, collecting silent auction items, and there's a list of how you can sponsor our sponsor levels. So if you, your company is interested in doing that, please let us know. Also Leslie Alford from Raising Hand. She's gonna be helping collect silent auction items, and so if you have any ideas, looking for all sorts of silent auction items, you're gonna be going to a place, and yes, John.
Charlie, I'm sure sent me an email earlier today that he's committed to being table.
Okay, so we have two diamond level sponsors, John's company Trades On and Charlie Upshot Capital Investments. So thank you to you both for doing that. So gift cards, whatever you guys can get donated for the fundraiser. Look up Leslie Oliver. You can find her email, contact me, or if you need her email, I can we can get that to you. So Richard Avery, we were walking up to the podium. Show a few pictures of bluegrass. Sorry, bluegrass.
Thank you, President Gary. Richard Avery, Chair of the committee. I just wanted to thank you again for you know, I don't think we realize what a resource practice in this community. And to watch on Friday night, auctions how to hold the board and see people walk by and shake his hand, I actually appreciate it. And, it's a privilege and to watch him orchestrate this event, and it's humble. And you know, we raised $1,000, which is great. But for me personally, I really stopped me to get you there. Right? I mean, I knew John Luker, you know, was a unique guy when talking to for his business, right? And I got to know Scott, and you know, I got to know Lindsay very well, and he's from Boston, and now I can eventually call her a mascot and not get in trouble. So because she's from Massachusetts, that's a big laugh. Great big plus anyway. Thank you. So again, it was great event, and hopefully we'll get you next year, and then the year after, they will be three events coming up. I really want you to pay attention to our first one coming up. Fall, Dick's Park. You know, again, Sarah, donating the bottle of water. And I think we really need to look at our calendars if we can commit to this event coming up on Saturday. If you can't work the whole event, talk with Sarah, and we can kind of partner up. Looking at my personal calendar now and see if I can maybe attack us. So please make a commitment to this. This is right in our backyard. We've always had a connection. Sarah works tirelessly. I'm very please try to make an appearance there or work please much. Two other events coming up in October. Our next is October 21st. As many of you know, the Executive Director of the American Cancer Society, we partner with Coastal Federal Credit Union for Connected for the Cure. This is an event that will financial wellness and will be at North Hills. That went out today. There's about 4 shifts we need now, and they're in the morning, and some set up, need a master. It's gonna be a great event. It's gonna have health and financial tips. It's gonna have food trucks, all kinds of fun stuff. It's gonna be just a day of a family friendly event. So it's a light lift, and if you can sign up and pick out the places, there are 2 and 3 hour tips each. So I would appreciate your consideration on that. And finally, October 28th, we're close a month out with Trunk or Treat. This is Santa Road Community Center, 5 to 7, another free family event, another one lift. We'd love to see some of the Rotarians out there and serve the community. And also, again, take an opportunity to learn to know each other and talk to each other. You know, that's how it's submitted. I know you don't want to take a deep dive with it. So please sign up for these events. More to come. You know, we heard from you that you wanted a bunch of series and small events. This is what we're doing. So we appreciate your consideration and thank you for the privilege.
Thank you so much for all you do for finding these and organizing the service, our amazing service and fact that we have. More information can be found about these events in this week's bulletin, the sign-up links, and then more info on exactly what we are looking for the October 28th service project. So that it is for Harrison and an exciting membership moment.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for being here today. I'm still here. This was probably my last week before my daughter gets here, so I'm glad to be here with you guys. It wouldn't be a Rotary meeting if we didn't have a reading of a potential member or an induction. So we're going to be knocking both of those things out today. Very excited. First, we have a first reading for Daniel. If you want to come on up, Daniel Lickey. Awesome. He is the CEO of Neighbor Health, which is a wonderful organization here in the Triangle that does great stuff. Daniel, I'd love an opportunity for you to come up, introduce yourself, and tell a little bit about why you're so.
Well, Harrison gave me a 20-minute time limit, so just joking. My name is Daniel Raleigh, and I have the privilege of serving our community as the CEO of Neighbor Health Center, which is an organization that provides healthcare to uninsured and underinsured individuals in the county. My background is in nonprofit leadership. I've been doing nonprofit work for over 20 years. And because of that, the mission of Rotary really aligns with what I've done with my whole life. And so I am just so incredibly honored to be here and to be considered by this club for membership. And look forward to getting to know each and every one of you.
Forgot to mention Daniel is being sponsored by Surrey. So Surrey, thank you so much for bringing Daniel, introducing him to the Rotary Club of Raleigh. Up next, we have the honor of induction. So Randy, if you'll come up and Paul. So today we have the induction of Randy Moss, sponsored by Paul Corsa. Randy's membership application has been reviewed and approved in accordance with our club's constitution and bylaws, and we will now proceed in admitting you into the Rotary Club of Raleigh, into the friendship of Rotary around the world. But first, we have a few questions. Question number 1.
Will you join us as we strive to live a life of service above self?
I will.
Question number 2. And will you join us in supporting Rotary's efforts worldwide, which focus on these 7 areas: promoting peace, disease prevention, providing clean water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and protecting the environment. And fellow Rotarians, will you join me in fostering and supporting Randy as he joins us in our pursuit of adding value to our communities through service above self? If so, please say I will. Paul, if you would do the honors of providing Randy with his Rotary pin. And fellow Rotarians, will you please join me in welcoming Randy to the Rotary Club of Raleigh? I think that's all I have for this week for Rotary. Thanks so much. Membership.
Thank you, Harrison. And can we all give Harrison a round of applause for all the week on the and congratulations of a very few little future Rotarian that we gotta get pictures.
You will.
Okay, congratulations, Harrison. Can't wait to see that. But we also had a service social last week. We gathered about 40 snacks for kids. Those will be delivered to our contact of Raleigh Midtown Club who distributes those out. So thank you for all that attended and birthdays. We have happy birthday, Scott. I saw him this morning from Lickey loads of water, so happy birthday to him. Then we have a slew of Rotarians that have a birthday on the 7th. Happy birthday, Sean Olden. My Condry, I saw my commitment. There's my Condry. Thought I saw him. Happy birthday to my Condry. And then my birthday is on October 7th, it's Saturday. I'm turning, I'll officially be over the hill. I'll be 40 years old, but I don't know what to say about it. Alfredo Petrosinelli is on the 11th, and Mark Atkins on the 2. Anniversary teachers graduated and Charity Watkins on the 5th. John and Jennifer Cates, happy anniversary, John, on the 10th. Sean and David Nick on the 10th. And Harrison and Madison Turner on the 13th. Maybe they'll have an anniversary. So with that, it's time for our speaker for the day. Before he comes up, I want to say a few words about Randy Lickey. You saw in this week's bulletin, there's a very extensive Rotary bio. He's an incredibly inspiring Rotarian and gentleman. So if you did not read his full bio, I really recommend you go do that. Randy is a member of the Rotary Club of the capital city here in Raleigh. He first joined Rotary in 1990 in Richmond, Virginia, and served Rotary District 7600 as district governor during 2001 through 2002. Randy and his wife Chris are major donors and Quest Society members of the Rotary Foundation. He has also received a citation for meritorious service in recognition of his work in support of the Rotary Foundation, the Rotary Foundation Regional Service Award for Polio Free World in recognition of his efforts in promoting polio eradication. He is currently serving as a post area coordinator for the Duke UNC Rotary Peace Center. Last year and previously, he served as our district 710 Polio Plus chair. And in 2019 and 2020, he led teams of Rotarians to trips to Pakistan to participate in Polio National Immunization Days. Randy retired in 2017 after practicing law for 36 years as a partner in the law firm of Williams Mullen. He currently is on the board of directors of the Sunrock Group, which is a privately held construction materials company. Randy and Chris live in Raleigh, North Carolina, where Randy has been active in numerous community and civic organizations. Please join me in welcoming past District Governor Randy Lickey to the podium.
Thank you, Carrie. Usually when I speak at district conferences and things, my wife is in the front row and she lets me know when it's time to shut up. So Carrie, you have permission, whenever it's time for me to shut up. Because any of that. So as there's so many people in this room that could give this talk better than I. Who've been in Rotary a long time and know the history of our efforts around the program. But for those of you that are uninitiated, this is a reminder that the eradication of polio is the number one global mission for Rotary International. It has been. Our history with the eradication of polio goes back a long way, but it really began in earnest around 1979 when Rotary led the polio. We used what was then called Volunteers Humanity Grant from the Rotary Foundation. It was about $760,000, and we immunized 6 million children in the Philippines. And we're successful in getting polio eradicated in the Philippines. So at that time, some bright aspiring Rotarians said that if we can eradicate polio in the Philippines, we'll just eradicate polio in the Philippines. And we'll do it in our spare time. And oh, by the way, we're going to embark, this is 1985, on a campaign to raise $120 million, because we think that's enough to eradicate polio. And we go knock on our friends in the World Health Organization for us and hey, we're going to raise $120 million. Would you like to join us in eradicating polio? And they said, you're crazy. No one has, no organization like organization do this. It's too ambitious. We think it will fail. Here it is. Go away. So we embarked for years to raise $120 million at the Rotary International Convention in Philadelphia in 1988. We announced we had raised $280+ million. Well, now the World Health Organization said, well, we still think you're crazy, but you got money. So in 1988, we embarked with then 3 other partners. Formal was called the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. So Rotary led the effort, getting this idea going. We brought in the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Centers for Disease Control. Those were the founding partners in 1988. Since then, we've been doing the 100 Days Foundation and I gathered vaccine. So this is the largest public health initiative in the world. Rotary started a global initiative that is the largest of its kind. and the impact has been staggering. So we tapped into the expertise. Rotary Lickey. Well, we do have a global organization in Milano, and dedicated volunteers around. That's what we bring to the table. WHO, UNICEF, they bring a lot of expertise, and they're the ones who really run. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, well, they bring us a lot of money, and we're appreciative of that. And Gabby leading the vaccine initiative, vaccine is the driving force of what we do. So since then, we thought 120 million would be enough. Rotary has itself been about 1.2 billion thus far this year. So, which is the largest, along with the Melinda Gates Foundation. We get all of their money only through Rotary. They are committed to the fact that we are committed, and that we will make sure the money. So every dollar they get comes through Rotary. And they match $2 for every dollar we give. So think about that when you're asking to Polio costs. Your dollar is going to be multiplied 2 times over. It's always like the level set. This is what the world looked like in 1988 when global polio initiative kicked off. There were 125 countries that polio was endemic in. It had been gone in the United States for a number of years. But each and every year, 350,000 cases of polio being caused by the violent virus circulating in these countries. So let's fast forward to today. I mean, you can't really see this now very well. We are down to 2 endemic countries. That's Pakistan and Afghanistan. And year to date, in those countries, we have had 7 cases caused by the wild virus. 5 in Afghanistan and 2 in Pakistan. That is a remarkable progress by any measure. And if you could see that map, you would see that those red dots that are up in the sort of right-hand corner, which would be cases of polio caused by the wild virus, are predominantly right along the border regions of Pakistan and Afghanistan. That is a very porous border. People move back and forth across there, and it is a very difficult place to get our immunizations. During my trips, we go nowhere close to that. That is not the state that people like me. But other than that, the vast majority of the cases seen in Pakistan or in Karachi, where I do go. Because all roads in Pakistan lead to Karachi. And for many Afghanis who are leaving that country and many displaced Pakistanis, they come to Karachi, the biggest city. There's a city of 20 million people. And there are communities on the outskirts that a lot of people come and settle into. So we see cases there. But we are making a huge amount. The other dots you'll see on that map are in addition to the polio that's caused by the wild virus. Again, it's only been interrupted, not been interrupted in 2 countries in a minute. But we can have what are called circulating vaccine-like cases. Because we have to use the oral vaccine in many of these developed countries here, our polio immunizations are injected. That's a dead virus. You cannot get polio from the injectable vaccine. The oral vaccine uses an attenuated line, and it is possible, and a very minuscule number of cases, but it is possible for that to mutate and come back again and can be a transmissible disease, just like the wild virus. And so whenever we see that antibody cases, we again have to mobilize and get out and do vaccinations to tamp that out. So you'll see that most of those are going to happen. But then polio free, in theory, wild virus now about 5 years. We still have issues the vaccine drive. Good news is that within the last several years, the World Health Organization has authorized the use of a new, what's called a novel vaccine. It is a formula genetically more stable and will not mutate at least as much as the old vaccine. And that has been rolled out, and we're seeing success out of that. So I say to people, regardless of the neighborhood you live in, I'm trying, and I suspect that none of the neighborhoods will be exactly like this. These are pictures that I took. The one on the left from the windshield of the van that was taking our group in 2020 into an area outside of the garage that we were going to do station hotel workers. And the picture on the right is actually from 2019. You will see in the red house back to you guys, Governor Shoppy, who was with me, and then in the lower right hand corner, next to Governor Catholic, who was then sitting governor. When I gave this presentation, where got the club, someone said we would very sanitize this picture because you could show a lot of sensitive. That, but the picture on the right, you can see that that's a community where there is no infrastructure, there's no sanitation, no running water. And if you walk through the street, you're stepping over consumers and foods that don't smell very good, and that is the lack of conditions that you have to go into if you're going to defeat this disease. And these are the people I call the heroes, the health workers who are working in many cases for less than $3 a day, and they're the ones who are the front line carrying out our mission to eradicate this disease. The women up in the it's critical in Pakistan and Afghanistan and other Muslim countries that most of the world will be women. And there are women in communities in which they're working with them. Because when you knock on a door in Muslim country, a man cannot enter the house unless a man is there and invites you in, which often they're not going to be there if they're not. So it has to be a woman who can go into that house and gain the trust of the mothers to allow them to immunize their children. You do see men on the center picture who are working train stations, buses. I'll talk a little more about that. The lower two right pictures that on stove on the internet because I've been in those locations. But I just want to again remind you that if our goal is to reach every last continent, there are places in this world that are very difficult to get. And we have companies that are making that effort to go immunize those children. So we hear a lot about the door-to-door immunization campaigns in countries like Pakistan and India was a major success. India is now been polio-free for over a decade, and there are people that said you never ever be able to eradicate polio in India because the birth rates are staggering. But we learned how to do it. And when you do what are called national immunization days in a country like India, the goal is to reach about 130 million children during the week of the vaccination drive. And those happen 4 times a year. In Pakistan, the goal is to reach 50 million children. That's what happens during those weeks that are organized by WHO, usually 4 times a year. I try to go over and I look at the backpack in the next year, focus around my trips over there. But I try to go over one of the are called SNIDs. So, but they target the regions, but you do, you go north. Now, we're only there, we're sure. And the number of times we can imagine children is not going to make a dent. It is what happens regularly throughout the night. But we are over there to say, we're in this with you. The health workers appreciate the fact that someone took the time to come over and see what they do and how they do it and what the conditions are having to do it. Our fellow Rotarians in Pakistan and elsewhere are appreciative of the fact that we show we care and we're in what you do. You go north. These health workers know how many children are in each household. And then if there's a pregnant mother, they report that so that they can go back once that child is born, they know that they're. And it used to be that you would just see chalk markings on the door that would show, okay, we visited this house, there were 3 children there, we've immunized 2 of them, we gotta get back to them. A lot of that is now, they're still using this. But now they're using also technology, geospatial technology. They track through or what they're doing. They can tell exactly which houses the health workers are going to in a given day. Did they miss a house because no one was there? Do they have to go back to that house? Those records are kept. People ask me, are you confident in the numbers? I'm confident in the numbers coming out of Pakistan. I got no clue. Which is cool. I've seen the hours in Pakistan. I'm very confident in the numbers. Yeah. But you do, you 3 drops of this vaccine in the mouth of a child, and they have to be immunized 3 times, vaccinated 3 times, and then, you know, you save that child or help save that child from a potentially crippling or perhaps deadly disease. It is a pretty life changing event when you get to visit and see the children in the lower right lower their pinkies, because when you do these vaccination campaigns, you paint their pinky purple, and that dye stays on for about a week or a little over, but that signifies they were immunized in that campaign. So I knew about global vaccination efforts, but when I went to Pakistan, it really opened my eyes to the efforts that also go on with respect to buses and trains. You know, the biggest mode of transportation in a country like that is either the bus or trains. So there are people that have very well people. Those people who actually take their child and get immunized like we get immunized here in the U.S. But the vast majority of the population transits either by buses, trains, and it can be a very transient area. So 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, there are health workers who are working in what are called permanent transit buses on the major highways in Pakistan and Afghanistan and others. And every bus in Pakistan that transits that stop. Because the military finds Pakistan and allows us to set up a secure distance where they're in the buses. And 2 health workers in that bus. If there are children on there that are not vaccinated, they vaccinate them unless they're infused. And that is going on. This organization every day, every hour, every day, 365. Same thing happens at train stations. At railway stations, they will work the platforms and we get out there with them. But every train that leaves every station in Pakistan is ordered by 2 local. At least they work the cars to the next stop. And there are health workers working the other way over there. And then they get off the train coming back and they work this one. And again, they're looking at the children who are transiting because it's a very transient, that's the kind of outreach that you're going to around visit. And we learn these lessons. And so, you know, independence. But I know this is going on, not just there. In 35 other countries, or Rotary, because we don't work just in endemic countries. We work in 35 outbreak countries. There are at least 8 other risk countries in which global polio eradication initiatives work. Those are the others that are ongoing. So most of you know, polio is transmitted through poor sanitation. It is spread through the feces, and so how is it that it's transmitted in our target audience from underage children under age 5 during immunization. And the conditions they're in the streets are doing this, and we have open sewers. It's easy to understand, and they everything is anything they've got in their mouth. And so, bam, there you go. You've got lack of sanitation. You're going to have this disease. So it's critical that we help not only improve vaccinations, but improve the sanitary conditions in these communities. The other thing that people don't understand, one minute. Go ahead. I hope if you haven't read your current issue with the Rotary magazine, it's a great article here. It talks about, again, one of the things that don't, but that's the fact that we have built an entire world-class that helps to monitor the incident in these countries, so we know whether it's working or if something happens, because there are other diseases, not just polio, that look a lot like. Well, when case arises, they take stool samples and send them off to a lab that Rotary is now on to test to determine this polio. Then they marshal a lot of forces to get back out. If it's in an area where we've had polio eradicated, you got to get back out there and make sure that it's vaccinated. But we also know that it's in a community by in the sewers. You can talk about sewers here. Go to the sewers to determine polio. If we find it in the sewers, we know it's there, even if we haven't done our case. And not every case results in symptoms of paralysis. Some people have polio, they really not know that can happen. But this is just a clean water project that Rotary did. We visited. We had nothing to do with this other than that we were here and we got to visit it. And we were tackled by the members of the community there thanking us because we had Rotary emblems on our shirts, and they knew Rotary had brought them clean water that they never had before in this community through a water filtration system that had been put in through the joint effort of Rotary in Pakistan and Coca-Cola Company and some others helped with funding. And we were pretty impressed with this, and so I asked them how much to them, and they said about $15,000. I said, fine. When we get back, I will raise $15,000. And we raised the money. And our friends in and they took our $15,000 and they were able to translate it into 3 water filtration systems. When we went back and raised money, I got to visit them. One was in the war, and 2 in Hyderabad, which is about 3 hours north of Raleigh. And you can't just visit because they want to make a deal, and then you visit there. And so we were showered with flowers and water. And I said, really? And they said, yes. I said, okay. So I did. And as far as I know, still okay. The system works. These are our reverse osmosis filtration system. In this particular one, we visited the first time they had power source. But in some, we don't have a power source. We and solar system as well. But this is, you know, again, this is the kind of efforts we have to make, see us through the last child that suffers from this degree. So, you know, I say, you know, these kids have hope, hope that they will be working with Polio, hope, but they only have hope if we continue to support our living. Again, for every dollar you give, Polio plus, it's matched 2-to-1 in the case. But I don't think that, Patty, I'm sure, felt the support for our animal and cannot be, we can't let it. For $85 a month, you can be a full Harris society member, and for $100 a year, you could be a full Harris. Essentially about $90 a year, a month, a year, you can be both. That sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, that's less than a month. So most of those can, you know, afford, and we'll set it up when we begin one. It's really you do that. And your investment will fall. We have to sustain in our efforts. We were to stop today. Within 10 years, we will be back to 200,000 cases of polio around the world. And it's only a we found that in the world. Where we had a case done, but we do. They can genetically trace where the origin. Every case that arises, if it's imported, they genetically trace back. Most of them originate from factor because you don't have a lot of transmitters in the all around. But again, vaccine-derived cases, you can have again, like we had and you stop any of this. You have a weakened system, which is what we had in the community that want to stop immunizing their children to a significant degree. It's right for the disease or any disease, measles, you name it, they come back. So I think, if there are any questions at that time, I'm happy to take them. If you're interested in going to a country, there's great blueberries and great people and eat some great food. See me because I will be home and others next year the year after.
We have a few minutes for question, Randy, if you are answering those.
I don't know the answer, I'll make it up.
Just repeat the question back to the microphone so our friends on Zoom can hear.
Any questions? Yes, ma'am. So the question is, annually donations through Rotary, is it going up, is it stable, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, are they in more or less? So Rotary is committed. We made a promise to the Global Polio Eradication Initiative that we would raise every year $50 million. And Bill and Melinda Gates promised they would match that every year for another $100 million. So we are responsible through that source for $150 million of the approximately $900 million to $1 billion benefit of the global polio eradication initiative. Money's come from governments, money's come from between Rotary and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We're the largest single private, most of the other big monies come out of governments. You might imagine that after 35 plus years, there's some fatigue within Rotary. And it is, sometimes difficult, for us to, it's important that we continue to be out there telling this story. Why it's important that every Rotarian understand that we've made progress of 99.9% in the eradication of polio, but we're still a long way from seeing that last day. But we promised we would. We have to sustain this, and we can't wane in our financial support. So it is not going unless periodically Rotary will make this and really reinforce the importance. And but that hasn't happened in a few years. Now the real message is we're in this for the long haul. I cannot tell you when the last page is out, but we promise we'll be there when it does. So we have to continue to give our money so that we can raise 50 million. And to be perfectly honest, the biggest source of funds for the foundation come out of the Polio, Japan, to some extent, but this is the engine in the United States and Canada that drives the bulk of the foundation giving. And if we fall off, we are. Yes, sir.
Your role and it's really important. This that would be one law that raised March now, but it took how many laws?
So the comment, I'll go to show you, but this club as many clubs did when we kicked off the campaign in 1981. There was a lot of questions about it. Some Rotarians around the world heard this. But there was a big push. This club raised $100,000, so we worked that 3-year campaign. And many Rotarians did, as I say, we had $120 million, we won't done. And we naively thought that would be enough to eradicate this disease, and we're now, as I say, well, 1.2 billion, and that's the fee that Rotary was committed. So, and we're not done yet. We've got to time this is done, we'll be much better.
Amy, I know you have a lot of Rotary logo stuff, but you never have too many 4-way tests. So this is
Thank you.
Rotary Club of Raleigh one. Thank you so much. Right. Will you be available for a few minutes after the meeting to answer more questions? And it sounds like new Rotarians are able to go to one of these national immunization days.
You know, there are people who donate NVOs for others that can help you find. I take very small groups of tasks, no more than 8 to 10 people.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you again for giving us money to focus on polio on October 24th. Yes.
All right, because then our current chair will kill me in that sense. So World Polio Day is on the slide. She has an event called Thanks for Polio that's going to go on that evening at the Pac Glen Bar and Perry. You can find information from the district calendar on our district website. But please go. Lynn will be there. Other Rotarians. be a fun time, but, again, thanks for Polio Day.
Great, and in honor of Rotary's continuing fight for polio, remember the watermelons on the table, and put your $5 on the table, not the red buckets. Also feel free if you don't have a cash, take one home, we have 40 some in here. But all the money left here or written on the monopoly money given to Linda will go towards our club's donation to end polio. So please consider leaving some money, take these watermelons home, and all Rotarians to these runs, join me in the polio test. In the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Meeting adjourned.
Is that okay? Yeah.